Hi, it's Heidi again here. I just thought today I'm going to show you a little bit of a different project. This is the lovely Cutie Thinlets, which is one of the new products from the catalogue. And it makes a lovely cake box. You can see it comes complete with the bow. And it opens up and you can get lots inside there. So it just literally closes shut with and then you make the bow separately. You can see here we've done a bit of a trim around the top and then cut a panel for the top as well and stamped some matching sentiments from the sweet stack. So that's the actual Cutie Thinlet, so quite a nice big box, lots of things you can get in it, but I thought, as I do, why not make a smaller one? So this is my own design and you don't need a die for this one, and this one is just big enough, you'll see, to open up, and it holds a bag of Haribo, and who doesn't like a little bag of Haribo? So there we go. So that's what I'm going to do today. Quite simple, just a little fold up box, holds the Haribo. This one is in the new Cucumber Crush, which is a lovely colour. And I wasn't sure about the colour at first, but I have to say now I've worked with it a bit, I rather like it, and especially with the new paper as well. So to start off with then, I'm going to make this next one in lovely new Watermelon Wonder. So you see here I've got a piece of cardstock which is 6 inches by 7¼ inches. There we go, 6 inches by 7¼ inches. And the first thing I'm going to do is to score it, and I'm going to use my scoreboard to do that. Really useful to do it. And if I can just move that down. Okay, so you're going to score the long edge at 1½, at 3 5/8, and at 5 3/4. Then just turn and score the short edge at 2 inches and 4 inches. Okay, so that's most of the scoring done. Turning it back to the first side, on the first section, 1½, just mark the 3/4 inch point, just a little dot. Okay, so scoreboard away. And now what I'm going to do is cut up on all of this is on the long edge, up to that centre score line. Or the first score line, I should say, shouldn't I? Okay. Right, now on the panels where you mark those centre bits, I'm going to use a large pair of scissors, and all you're going to do is cut from that midpoint down to the edge. Okay? And repeat on the other side, so from the centre point, and that's where the big scissors are really useful because you can get a nice straight line without having to score. Okay, so having done that, that's going to be the first flap, and now what we're going to do is we're going to cut a triangle on each of these. Now it doesn't need to be the full width, and it doesn't really matter if you're not going to see it, it's just that it tucks in nice and neatly. So I'm just going to cut diagonally on both of those, and then because it's a flap going inside, we're going to do the equivalent of notching out, so just trim those. Now the next two pieces are going to form our tuck-in flaps, so all I'm going to do is just trim off and leave what you know around about, I suppose about ½ inch, say just over 1 centimetre, and again they're flaps, so let's just notch those out, and again notch out. Okay, and then the very last bit is the flap that tucks inside, so you're just going to cut the excess away. So you end up with a piece that looks like that. Quite simply, I'm just going to score or burnish all my folds. Okay, and I'm just going to trim just a sliver off the outside of both of those, just to make it easier to trim inside. I forgot to do that earlier. So having done that, all I'm going to do now is get my tape, which I'm going to use my fuse here. Okay, and all I'm going to do is, this is going to fold up. I'm just going to show you without sticking it. So those triangles are going to form the top and the bottom. So we're going to put in glue on those two tabs. But these ones are just going to fold in. So didn't get my tick quite right there, so I've got a fuse all over me. Okay, so all you do is fold up and do the same on the other side. Okay, and then all you do is fold up, tuck the flap in, and there's your box actually completed. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to trim a little bit more off these corners because it's quite a narrow point at the end there. So I'm actually going to trim it at a sharper angle, which I did on my original one and I've forgotten. So there we go. And that will help it just fold in. And then you can either make a belly band to hold it shut, but it actually stays quite well as it is. And all I'm going to do now is decorate that, which you can obviously do before you fold it up. And because it's paper, I'm just going to use a bit of snail. So I've got, to start off with, I've got 3 pieces of paper. And the 2 larger pieces are 1 3/4 inches by 2 inches. That's those. And the smaller one is 1 3/4 inches by 1 1/4 inches. And this is the new one from one of the new paper stacks. And I'll put on my blog which one it is because I can't remember. Is it birthday? Oh, anyway, yes, whatever it is, it's got lots of lovely patterns with some sweets and everything in. Okay, so on the back and on the 2 sides, just make sure you get them up the right way. And then what I'm going to do now is actually use, rather than cutting a square and trimming it off, which we could do of course, which is really easy, but we're actually going to use one of the punches to help us out here. So strangely enough, we're actually going to use the tree punch. So all you do is pop it in, line it up, and then you'll see there I've got a tiny little bit of the tree trunk. Just snip that off, and that is perfect size to fit on the top. Okay, so there you go, there's your decorated box, and it's the cherry on top paper, that. And then all I'm going to do now is very quickly use a bit of Watermelon Wonder ink and a sentiment here. Just says the little things, because it's the little things that make a difference. And then I'm going to use the 1-inch punch to punch that out. Then just a bit of ink around the edge. And then using a bit of our leftover cardstock from what we trimmed away from making the box. That's the 1 1/4 inch scallop punch there. See, 1 1/4 inch. And then just using dimensionals. One on the top, one on the bottom. And that on the back of our box. As you can see, there's our box all finished. It's as simple as that. Thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.